There we go.
Oh yeah, it's back to the gecko.
So they haven't changed a single thing. We should expect the same approach that we were seeing at the beginning of the year. Again, they were completely flawless. This was their home ground, something that we have known KC for this entire year. Just picking them up, making it their own, and guaranteeing that they're going to get the win.
But I'm excited to see Abez. I think we saw him last week. Fantastic individually as well. There is that aggression, and there is Kayak. Wherever he decides to put them into position, they're going aggressive though. Elite, this is a nasty spot. They want to try and get ahead of things. The Thorns will also be used to pull off a little bit of extra delay, and now into a 2v2, they're going to look for the plant.
Now the damage done to Elite, massive, but he has that utility to play with and play off of. Sheriff in the hands of Sadik, as you said, it can do a lot in these rounds. Already dropping Kayak, who was desperately low, but Chronicle still on full health. He's putting the time on his side with a half defuse, but dropped down behind him. Sadik with the execution gives a round to KC.
This round, and potentially having these weapons as a bonus in the next, a slightly different look at the economy. We'll see how clean they can keep it, at least right now, very.
I think this is the thing, it's the numbers, the fact that the Stingers are going to move as one. A direct approach is necessary in a round like this. You spread in defaults, and you can lose a fight just like that. But when you've got buddies with Stingers in hands, it's always going to be traded out. 2-0 start.
They are going to be slow to a whole 15 seconds left now as the push will eventually come through. A decent trade to start. Abez with one, but Boaster at the back of the site has done well. He's made sure this isn't going to go any further. The plant now has to be stuck, and although Abez has hit the shot, it doesn't matter anymore. The round has already been lost. The time has already ticked, and while Sugetsu, I don't think he wants to save, and will eventually go down.
Misclick, I mean, it seems super early. I'm not sure that they saw the player close left. Oh, and now they definitely know, but Crashies still gets his one. He needs the support here of Chronicle, and oh, he's there for a double. Crashies even goes pushing forward, and then, well, his hubris will be his downfall, but a 4 versus 2.
Pretty much surrounded at this stage, and Mafia even just going to sit around the edge of the wall. It's left all onto Elite, and I think honestly the only real plan is to try and save the gun bit. I don't think he knows how much space has been lost. Boaster is there behind. It is 4 players that survive for Fnatic. A very clean round.
KC are all the way in towards Lamps. They're being boxed in though, pushed on, and Chronicle and Crashies clean that up. Now they've got the spike.
They haven't really had to use any ults. It was a showstopper they used a couple of rounds ago, but other than that, they're all building up. And while Elite at least takes one, it's 4 again for Fnatic. They're still going to have a lot of money nonetheless.
Fnatic will give up all control of plant found by KC early.
Always liked that. Just to try and get back in the Nightfall in combination with the Cosmic Divide. Martin did well to hold the line initially, but Crashies has just swept them. 3 in a matter of seconds. And now one more comes up for Chronicle, but it's going to be left onto just the pistol. It didn't matter though. The shorty.
You like that?
You're ready for that fight, but the shorty back in the waiting arms of Chronicle, who they're trying to spot out. That dimensional drift running thin, and they haven't seen him. They know at least that he's deep. They know they can take a bit of space. Fighting out of there will be difficult. Now they're cut off. Kayak had an aid in hand. Somehow still manages one and keeps on going. The site under Fnatic's control. A 4v2, the story we've fallen back to in so many of these rounds so far. And KC, they're still stuck inside of Bathroom. They're being spotted on the walkout. There's players ready to swing. There's barely any time on the clock, and a triple from the man who had utility in hand as they pushed out. But no, it is ultimately the strength of Fnatic is that they're good at almost everything.
They're good at the things you need to be.
Yeah.
You don't need to win a load of like low buy rounds if you're always on a... What? What did he just get shot through? That must have been the back corner of the mid-tube. That's disgusting from Sadak.
Keep it up for the replay, Andy. Thank you very much.
They found another one as well. This is starting to get a little bit shaky. Maybe we need their stats versus low buys because those are starting to look a little bit better. As of right now, Chronicle there to save them at least and bring it back into a 2v2, but he does have to be careful.
Well, he's throwing caution to the wind, Tom. He went for that fight through his own snake bite, made himself vulnerable, and still pressure's now on. They need to get out of here. And as they do, Sadik is ready and waiting. They've spotted him to reveal. As he breaks, it gives away his position. And Abez left with a pistol in hand, but time on his side. He wants to survive, but Crashies from up top takes him out, but not quite in time. The clock, Fnatic's enemy. We've seen this before. And KC winning out the pay safeguard Thrifty. Chronicle now forced to reposition towards Lamps. Gonna have an opportunity in a second, tries to play through. Maybe not Tahoe utility, but the salvos won't stop him. Sugetsu's down. In goes the Nightfall. Elite tagged up. They know exactly where he is, but running through that wall presents a pretty big risk. It's not just Elite, but you can see Abez on the mini-map is holding that as well. Sitting with KC as time continues to tick. That flank up from Alpha grabs them one, but he's put to bed immediately, and then Elite chimes in with more. Kayak's been good, but this might be a little too much. One pick gives him the showstopper. But the time here, the biggest issue, clearing out two players will be tough! He gets them though! And it looks like just in time! A mistake by KC to give him a chance.
It's a little bit disjointed. Like Martin jumps across. And I think it was the swing from Elite just wasn't quick enough.
8 seconds or so of a gap to play with. But both swinging and both falling. That's something that's going to be hard to reconcile. Now, they have lost Boaster right away, and Alpha fails on the trade. Damage done to Sugetsu, but an advantage for KC in a round like this, that is so valuable.
Okay, another one. They've been investing into this Sugetsu Guardian a couple of times. You can see why. Always been good for the headshots. Kayak well placed in position, has the showstopper as well. Doesn't manage to actually clear out anybody else, and just running through the nades. He done so much damage as they look to try and cross into the site, but neither of them are kills.
Sadek survived that showstopper with a sliver of HP, and that gives him enough room to put the net up to get this wall as well. Him surviving that engagement is massive from KC. The sensor destroyed, but the player's now ready to swing, and in goes another net. Crashes again! The player to try to bail them out. He comes damn close, but Abez still drawing breath. Two players to work off that spike, and the op trained in on the angle will claim the round for KC.
But I feel like that's a choice rather than a necessity.
Yeah, it can certainly give you opportunities.
Okay.
Spray through from Chronicle's good. He's found one from the TP. Can't get out of there. The spam's almost taken down. That's cancelled the play through.
Slowed. And actually, Martinez just domed Kayak.
Giving up the space. Where will he find to play with this? In fact, he's in the open. Martin doesn't even need a flash. He knows that that's not a fight the Boaster can take, but time is low. Dropping the spike here. Could have given them the edge that they need. That wingman is vulnerable. 6 seconds. The plant needs to be found. They've got to go for it now, and there's no time! They would have to chase. Crashy's down, and he is out of here. A Red Bull clutch from Crashies. A real opportunity to put it neck and neck at the half. Now they fight up against the Viper's Pit towards that A site. Passive play by Kayak. TP's taken, but Crashies taking the life of Sadek.
Well, he's gone from one shotgun to another. Now it's shorties.
Two shorties.
Close, and neither of them have connected. Great work from Elite. He's going to remove the danger, but there is still other danger to be had. Have to clear out Kayak, and this time they will plant, thankfully. A 1 versus 3 for Chronicle. There's nobody else you'd want, but Elite has done the damage in this round. 3 kills to give KC, I'd say, a well-deserved 5th. It is being watched for by Chronicle. They don't necessarily have that same flank protection. And while Martin, Arcro's flash as well, like, they're making a play through middle. Feels like a death sentence. Well, they are eventually going to try and make that walk.
There's a flash from Abez as well.
30 seconds left.
As Vice doesn't find them a pick. In fact, Elite is the one put in the ground. Nice shot by Abez, though. Evens up the numbers, but he's trapped. Has to fight his way out of here as his teammates rally to his side. The push out of spawn, spotted by Boaster. They've got all the info now. Taking these players down will be a different story. KC playing together, Sugetsu watching their back, and it's Boaster to fall. Numbers starting to fade on that attacking side, and no one to deny this defuse. They need to go. They need to go now. It's being diffused, and Gavez! He pulls off the spike, looks for the fight, but Kayak's there to greet him. Another 3K in the pistol round from this man. Sugetsu buying some stars. Smoke goes down. They get an orb. Now they fight for the space after. Firing squad awaits them. Not bad for Abez finding one, but when they go back out, there's still plenty of guns trained in on that position. again put those question marks up.
Already.
Spike down B.
Does well, drops the spike. Chronicle is just picked off
30 seconds left.
He was one of the only players that didn't have a gun, but it doesn't seem to matter. That's the A side defense diminished. It was a heavy utility stack up on B and a heavy personnel stack up on A. But it didn't seem to matter. Oh, this round is already looking done. Aves down to just 6 HP. They're even going to throw in the showstopper just for good measure, just to make sure they get the job done. And my Alpha, he had a nasty shot last time. He's going to be careful this time, but it doesn't matter. Boaster, I feel like towards the showers is his spot. You know, I'm just not a coward. I don't play things safe.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, double digits for Fnatic, looking to climb even higher. 11 rounds seemingly on the board as it is just exit plays and going down to the spike. Understandable. You glance at the ult economy, and that's the man they don't want to give one to. Already Nightfall online. Alpha comes in with another.
One side playing very passive, on the other side starting to get aggressive. Sugetsu will win the initial fight. Crashies had found one on the other side of the map. They managed to bait out the wall already, but there is a plethora of utility still sat on the other side. The problem thus far is that Elite has gone down before most of it gets activated, but this time the crossfire is solid. They have missed out on one player though. Maybe not the player you want to miss out on, but Sugetsu stands strong. It's a 6th round at least for KC, but still a mountain to climb. Seems like Chronicle, though, is about to come under some serious pressure. 3 players already setting up. A couple of flashes. One of them didn't quite connect, though. I don't think they expected him to be that close, and that definitely played in his favor. He can shoot the first, and while Crashies is not one to just sit still and wait, he has taken space and opened up B.
Yeah, as soon as Astra pops that stun on your run back, you know that you're in trouble. Okay. Someone was there to hear him, but Alpha trying to send that lurk up through A, despite it being a 4v2. He'll lose his life. Down and out of this round for the attempted flank, and KC with an opportunity if they can find this pick, but the trade comes in so quickly from Crashies. Now a plant will be secured. Cosmic Divide to work off of, unlikely to be used, but they know where that player's coming from. They've still got stars to play with and a Nightfall.
This is the tough thing, yeah. Nightfall, full belt of utility for Crashies. Stars can be put into play. Like, this is such a difficult post farm to try and get in from. Sugetsu has managed to bypass a lot, but then he's caught by the Seas, left on just 1 HP as he takes that final fight, and Crashies.
He's barely got a lick of damage on him, and Chronicle hiding in this corner. They're not going to clear it. They're already looking the other way. This could be it. The nail in the coffin, the last perhaps, but a nice trade by Aves, even with the pistol.
Problem is, every time a piece of ground is gained, a piece of ground has been lost. Aves is well aware of it, though. Fantastic read from him. Those 2 kills could be the turning point of the round, and information also being found, though, but this time he is caught. Martin knows where Alpha is. Hasn't quite spotted Boaster. In fact, Boaster maybe now being a little bit more hesitant. 20 seconds left on the clock, and both players
face your fear!
looking to try and push forward, try and play ahead. But the problem is, that is where that utility comes in. Alfie has caught one, but 10 seconds left. They have to make a move into the site. Boaster is going to be left alone, and while didn't see Martin run around the corner, they'll keep themselves alive a little longer. And actually, they didn't really have to use any of the ults in that round, so they've done quite well.
Alpha now has his to work with. If they get on site, the pit will be there to play off of. If Chronicle doesn't go down early, and already pressure put onto Sadik. He has to run right into the waiting arms of Fnatic. An opening pick, and the best that the remaining players can do is delay. The mosh pit will buy them some time, but Aves will be under pressure, and Kayak will not let off that flank watch by Chronicle again, finding one, and this time he'll double up, seemingly closing out the map. A series still to be played for, but unless Martin has a 1v5 up his sleeve, with 5 HP left after the first, this one will have to be a reverse sweep for KC.
Yeah, we could just run the title, go to the break. There's absolutely no chance he's going to be winning that one. Fnatic, it's a 13-7.